In this video, we will teach you how to achieve on the ESPHome platform, using the CrowPanel Advance ESP32-P4 HMI AI display to read temperature and humidity data, control the on and off of LED lights, and realize remote observation and control. Before we start, we need to prepare a Raspberry Pi 5, a 64 GB SD card, and a card reader for writing the system, as we will be running the Home Assistant system on the Raspberry Pi 5. We also need to prepare a CrowPanel Advanced ESP32-P4 HMI AI display, an LED light, and a DHT20 temperature and humidity sensor. We will collect temperature and humidity data on the CrowPanel Advanced ESP32-P4 HMI AI display for display, and use it to control the on and off of the LED light. First, open your browser and search for Home Assistant. Once you reach its homepage, click on Get Started, then go to the left-hand side where it says Raspberry Pi. On this page, the official has already provided us with detailed installation steps. Everyone should follow the official instructions here, select the latest version, and proceed step by step to complete the first to the 7th steps. After the installation is complete, insert the SD card into the Raspberry Pi, connect to the network in the same local area network, and then power on the system by connecting the power supply to the Raspberry Pi. After the system is started, you can see the current IP address of Home Assistant on the screen connected to the Raspberry Pi. Remember it. Then go to the browser, enter the IP address you just got in the address bar, then add a colon followed by 8123 and press the Enter key on the keyboard to enter the system. Then click on your username to activate the advanced mode, which will facilitate your subsequent operations. Next, click on Settings, then go to Apps, and click on the Install App button at the bottom right. In the search bar, search for ESPHome and select ESPHome Device Builder for installation. After the installation is complete, turn on these 4 options and start ESPHome. Now ESPHome has been installed. Next, let's use ESPHome to create a new project. Here, click Continue, then click New Device Setup. Here, you can customize a project name to help you distinguish your projects. After creating it, proceed to the next step. Here, do not check Use Recommended Settings. Here, we should have selected the main control chip ESP32-P4 of the CrowPanel Advanced ESP32-P4 HMI AI display. However, the official has not yet provided the interface at this time, so here we will randomly choose one first. Later, we can manually modify the code. That is, here I choose ESP32S3. Here I randomly choose one because we will replace it in the code later. Thus, a project has been created successfully. Next, we will proceed to prepare to modify and add the code in order to achieve our desired functionality. You can open the code we provided and replace it according to our code. Next, you can replace the relevant content in ESPHome and ESP32 as needed. Here, I have modified the ESP32 section to adapt to the code compatible with the ESP32-P4 main controller and have added PS RAM. The operation of the code requires. Since our ESP32-P4 chip does not have Wi-Fi communication function, its Wi-Fi function is handled by the ESP32C6 Wi-Fi chip. Therefore, here we need to add the ESP32C6 and the pin information of the ESP32C6 on our board so that the Wi-Fi can connect. Remember to replace your own Wi-Fi name and password. On the top right corner of the ESPHome page, here are the default Wi-Fi name and password used in our code. Once the code replacement is complete, click Install in the top right corner and select Manual Download. Wait a few minutes for the installation to finish. The first installation may take longer because it needs to download the required tools and libraries and compile the code. After the download is complete, select Factory Format. Once finished, you will see a bin file. Make sure to remember the file path of this bin file. Then, open the provided website to access the firmware upload interface. Next, we will flash this bin file into the CrowPanel Advanced ESP32-P4 HMI AI display. Connect the CrowPanel Advanced ESP32-P4 HMI AI display to your computer. Click Connect to select the correct COM port and establish the connection. After successfully connecting, click Install. Add the bin file you just downloaded, then click Install again. Wait a few minutes, and once the installation is complete, click Close. After successfully flashing the bin file, return to the ESPHome page in Home Assistant and refresh the page. You will see that the device is now connected to the network. You can also click Logs to view the serial debug output. From the logs, you can confirm that the device is connected to the same local network as your computer. Next, let's see how we can upload the image materials so that they can be used for image display on the ESPHome platform. Go back to Settings and select Apps. Then, click the Install app at the bottom right corner. Search for Samba Share at the top. Click Install to install it. After the installation is complete, remember to start it. After installation, configure your Samba Share with your own username and password. Please remember them. After saving, go to the File Explorer on your computer, then enter 2 slashes here, followed by your Home Assistant IP address, and press Enter to enter the background of Home Assistant. Then select Config ESPHome and copy the materials we provided here. That completes the mission of Samba Share. Next, you can edit your code to implement the simple smart home functions we mentioned. Click Edit to start writing the code. You can see the code we've provided, and we will walk through it from the beginning. Here, we will only give a general overview. For a more detailed explanation, please refer to the wiki documentation on the Elecro official website. First, let's look at the ESPHome section. We named the device Advance Firmware 7-9-10.1 for easy identification. The key part here is the on-boot initialization. It prioritizes turning on the screen, then executes a sequence of steps, turning on the backlight, adding delays, and adjusting brightness to ensure the display works properly. Next, we specify the use of the ESP32-P4 engineering sample, enabling high-performance mode with a 360 MHz CPU frequency and 16 MB flash. We use the ESPHidf framework, enable PSRAM and experimental features to meet the demands of a large display. We also configure PSRAM to ensure sufficient memory, set up the LDO for stable power supply, and enable logging for easier debugging. The API is secured for integration with Home Assistant, and OTA functionality is enabled to support wireless firmware updates without needing a wired connection. The ESP32-P4 does not have built-in Wi-Fi, so an ESP32C6 is used as a network adapter. The communication pins are configured accordingly, and the Wi-Fi SSID and password are set. If the connection fails, a hotspot will be automatically created, allowing for easy reconfiguration. The AHT20 sensor is connected via the I2C bus, using specified pins for communication. Temperature and humidity data are read once per second, with values rounded to 1 decimal place for later display. The GT911 capacitive touch panel is also configured over the I2C bus, with touch scanning every 50 ms. When a touch is detected, the coordinates are printed for debugging and calibration, ensuring responsive and accurate touch interaction. PPI offered E8 is defined to control the LED switch and is linked with the LVGL interface. When the light is turned on, the interface displays a light on icon along with on. When turned off, it switches accordingly, ensuring consistency between the physical state and the UI. 2 output interfaces are configured. Backlight PWM controls the screen brightness, and power light controls the power LED. Both support inverted logic to accommodate different hardware designs. A 7-inch MIPI DSI display is defined, with a specified reset pin and a resolution of 1024x600. Automatic refresh is disabled, providing a stable hardware foundation for the LVGL interface. Images required for the UI are initialized, including temperature and humidity icons, a logo, and light-on/off status images. Their sizes and formats are configured to ensure clear display and hardware compatibility. Display buffers and parameters are set up, and the layout includes the logo, temperature and humidity icons, light status icons, and corresponding text labels, forming a complete visual interface framework. An instruction is executed every second to format the temperature and humidity data and update the corresponding text labels in real time, ensuring the displayed information remains accurate and up to date. After the explanation is completed, we are going to upload the code. We will do it manually following the previous method of code upload. After the code is uploaded, this time you will be able to see the beautiful interface displayed on the screen. Since you have used the DHT20 humidity and temperature sensor and the LED light, you need to connect these 2 sensors on the back. Then you will be able to see the real-time display of the humidity and temperature data on the screen. This is the data we have seen locally. Next, let's take a look at how to view the temperature and humidity data remotely on the ESPHome platform and how to remotely control the LED. Go to Settings, enter Devices and Services, select ESPHome, and choose the device with the same name as your project. Here you will be able to see the temperature and humidity data obtained from the CrowPanel Advance ESP32-P4 HMI AI display, and control the on and off of the LED on the CrowPanel Advanced ESP32-P4 HMI AI display from this interface. That's all for this class. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. Bye.